right, welcome to Primos for Life, the wrestling podcast made for the fans, by the fans. Como siempre, yo soy Eddie, el niño vaque. We got Ariel, the Ecuadorian dream bisueta, and we are your self-proclaimed, undisputed co-host tag team champions of the world. And in tonight's episode, we're giving our full Clash in Paris recap and review, breaking down the biggest matches, the shocking moments, and everything in between. Believe me, Ariel and I have plenty to say. So, como siempre, sit back, grab a snack, and let's get it on! Oui. Primo, I gotta tell you something, man.
Okay. What's up? Talk to me, man. This is a serious moment right here.
Well, my thing is this, right? First of all, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, brother.
I mean, you seem slightly dissatisfied. So,
because you know what? Because the thing is, I came into this episode and I'm like, should we do a lucha hot tag? And I was like, no, this
Right.
deserves more than 20 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Well, then I think this is a perfect time and place to get it on and popping, man.
Yeah. So let's just jump in. Just the main highlight from SmackDown, and then we jump into.
Well, let's give everybody the breakdown. We're covering just a quick touch on SmackDown, then a few results on results on Clash in Paris, and then a few thoughts of what we think kind of moving forward, what this kind of means. So just kind of give everyone a quick little spread of what's about to happen. And then another note that I did want to say, Eddie and I have been doing interviews recently, and I mentioned this on a previous interview that we haven't been on here a lot recently, and then I realized that interview wasn't going to be released till lately. So let me apologize to our listeners. We haven't really been doing a lot of the recap episodes and stuff recently. We will get back on the ball with that, but in doing these interviews and getting extra content out there for you guys, we had to take a little bit of a break, and it was kind of summer. So we apologize for that. We're coming back in full effect. We can't wait to be here and do this more often with you guys, especially now that we are, as you can tell, Eddie's slightly dissatisfied. I know I'm more than slightly dissatisfied.
Oh, good.
So it's going to make for some good content and stuff moving forward. But just want to apologize to everybody. We're going to get back on the ball. Please get back on the ball with us. If you've kind of fallen off, smash the like button, all the good stuff. Please, thank you guys. And Eddie, I'm sorry. Let's rock.
No, you're right. You're right because as fans, right, you want to sit here and try to figure out, okay, what's going to happen next. There's excitement, there's storylines, all these things. And then what I'm starting to notice is a pattern, right? Now let's start off with SmackDown first. I mean, the most notable thing that happened on SmackDown is Sami Zayn winning the US Championship, right? Awesome. Kudos to him.
Great.
The guy deserves it. He is a workhorse. He's there when he's needed. Fantastic. But I think what's really upsetting about the whole thing, and I mentioned this on previous episodes, right, is that how do you go from being the guy that, with carrying cross and all these things about going for the title and all that stuff, and then it's funny how in SmackDown they try to like save it, right? I don't know if you caught that backstage segment when they were interviewing him, and he was like, yeah, when I was on Raw, I put too much pressure on myself, but now that I got transferred to SmackDown, I'm like a whole new Sammy. It's like the pressure's gone, and I'm back to being me, and I feel as good as I felt like WrestleMania when I won and all that stuff. And I was like, so you just think we're dumb fans, and you're just gonna Men in Black us and just make us forget things that don't matter, but now they don't matter.
Right.
And then, homeboy, I mean, don't get me wrong. SmackDown was fantastic. The way the match and everything played out, the wrestling is not in question here. Everybody in the last 48 hours did a fantastic job.
Right. The in-ring product is absolutely fantastic.
Fantastic. But it's just, what are we doing? All right, the guy gets the champion. I feel like he looks like a clown now. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but now it's like you're making a joke of him as a character now. And then there's just so many other little things that feel rushed or pushed to the consumer. And then that's what Clash of in Paris kind of made me think as well. And I don't know if you picked this up also, But now it's starting to feel that with all these external deals happening with WWE and TKO and ESPN and all these things, the pattern has been okay. We don't have enough time to add this match on the PLE. Let's have a title change right before SmackDown. It happened with Julia in the US Championship. It happened with Sammy. It happened with the tag titles. It's like they do these things to kind of like, we don't have enough time for this. Like let's just, put this out there to make the fans happy for SmackDown and let's keep it moving. And then when the PLEs happen, it's just more and more like let's rush through these storylines and let's just confuse everybody because the internet knows too much. The IWC knows too much. So you know what? We're just gonna swerve everything and just keep people guessing whether it pisses you off or not.
Right.
So I'm just like, huh. Because I left watching Clash of in Paris. Like I loved it. Like you said, the in-ring stuff was fantastic. Every match was great.
Right.
But I'm standing there and I'm like sitting there watching and I'm just like, but where do we go next? How does this make sense? So Becky's a part of the vision is like, are
Well,
we
hey
done
man,
with the
spoiler, man, spoilers,
sorry,
spoilers, dude. What are you doing, dude? Spoilers.
Man. I'm heated. But what are your thoughts, man? Am I the only one? Am I tripping?
No. The first half of your thought process, I can't be mad at them for the moving belts and stuff on SmackDown beforehand, stuff like that. You need to get viewers. You need viewers. So things have to happen because people will mail in the going home episode of a SmackDown if there's a PLE on a Saturday or Sunday. So this is a way to not do that. Why you notice, which is why you and I are clamoring, why don't they do this on, why don't they just do it on the PLE? Because they need the ratings. You have to keep your money coming in on your stream. So not going to eat day lunch for that. Makes sense from a business standpoint. What I do agree with you is it seems like the storyline, there's just this, because you are kind of planting seeds everywhere and you're leaving yourself open to do different things, which is great, which is what you want to do. The problem is you need to pick a route and go with it and follow it through, or there has to be some major change or some huge thing that happens. Like a transfer to SmackDown is not enough for Sami Zayn, not for the program that we were being given when it came to Karrion Kross and him being as focused as ever on winning the heavyweight championship. that transfer to SmackDown, no, that's not enough. He needed to be taken off for a while, vacation, whatever, cha-cha-cha, and then you bring him back on SmackDown and you introduce him. You move to mid-season, nothing like that. So that's not big enough. I think that's the problem, is that they will go with the storyline and then they're not going to finish it off. They're going to give you a half-ass ending. And in building it, as the viewers and the universe, we want more. It feels like it's a cheap payoff. So I agree with you there. That I do. But with the first half, like I said, I think that's more of the business thing. So you're not wrong, and I agree with you wholeheartedly because I enjoyed the pay-per-view for what it was. But like questions being asked, not just in the direction of way things are happening and things that you knew were going to happen, because there's a bunch of stuff I'll mention when we can talk about it later that I mentioned on this podcast as soon as Division became a group, as soon as it became a faction. Knew it. I knew it.
You did.
Matter of time. I said matter of time. And when we talk about Clash of Paris, the way everything shook out, what? All right, so let's do this. Let's go to Clash of Paris. All right, so Sami Zayn, we know him. He got the WWE, he got the championship from Solo. Once again, another beef with this particular thing is, so you took it off Jacob Fatu to put it on Solo for a tweener run to then put it on Sami. So you make Fatu look like a punk. Like, you're pushing this dude, right? Like,
right. Exactly.
Like if anything, yeah, you have him keep it for a little while longer. You take Sammy off for a month and a half. You let Fatu keep it. You bring him back. Sammy conquers the Wolverine, whatever it is. Fine. But brand move, whatever. So I don't like the Fatu angle either. We'll throw that in there.
Yeah.
All right. So Clash in Paris. We get the opening match, which was Roman Reigns.
Yes.
And Bronson
Broncito.
Reed.
Yeah.
And I was wondering where this one led, and then I'm like, no, well, it's Roman Reigns, as you said last time we spoke, the most over guy ever. Like he will never not be over. Like just
Yeah.
lives in Overville. Okay, his
Overville.
address is right there. So solid match,
Really good.
solid match. And I thought Bronson Reed held his own. Roman looks good. I respected Roman when he was the tribal chief for the 4-year run or whatever. Like, but I was never like a huge Roman guy. Now he's a face. I'm like, I don't want to jump on him now, but I'm like, I still respect his work. I'm like, you're good. Like he's good. He's good. Like you can't be mad. He's worked really hard. Bronson Reed I thought did well.
Really good.
Ultimately, Roman gets the win.
Mhm.
In a very solid match. And then as Paul Heyman comes to tend to a fallen Bronson Reed, Reigns comes in, chokes him out. Right, it was like a choke,
Yeah, like a guillotine. Yeah.
guillotine, right? And then so they got to take Heyman out. Reed is still suffering. Roman Reigns decides he's going to stand on the announce table, and then
Start
out
throwing
of
shoes.
right, so signing shoes and chucking them, and like, Shula, follow my ass. Like, all right. And then from the side comes Braun Breaker, who spears him through the table. We then get the Seth Rollins treatment from Bronson Reed when you get 3 tsunamis and he's just toppling through security and everyone who's trying to come down to help. And Roman Reigns is getting speared by Breaker. And he just, it was the destruction that was Seth Rollins. Now, this took Seth off for a good amount of time.
Right.
So I don't know. I'll let you rock for a second.
Well, see, my thing was, okay, we get it. The guy needs time to go film Street Fighter. Like, we get it. Like, you didn't have to like destroy him the way that you did. Like on the stretcher, all this stuff. Jey Uso gets involved. And then that's the other thing too, right? Jey Uso comes out to try to equalize, try to help. And now he's quote unquote injured or hurt, for his match later on. So it's like now you planted that little bit of like that little seed there of like, okay, well, he's not going to be 100% going into his match. So, no,
Right.
you said everything correctly. I think my only issue with that was like it was just excessive. It was like,
Well, they're selling, man. You know
I
they're
know,
selling.
I know, but
Triple H is going to oversell, and it doesn't make Roman look too bad because it took 2 to make it happen.
right. But scorekeeping wise, you pick Broncito, I pick Roman.
Ah,
So
I mean, technically, Broncito stood tall at the end. So
half a point.
it's a tough one. Who really took the L here? Like that.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so then to get into the point that you were talking about before, because I figured this kind of bleeds
It's
into it.
part of it.
When what annoyed me is immediately that they showed Pierce in the back, and I think it was, I don't know if it was they went to a package or then they had the next match and then they showed Pierce in the back, where he's yelling at Broncito and Braun Breaker. Heyman's in the hospital, or he's on his way to the hospital already because he needed it. Roman Reigns is on his way to the hospital, and all the times that the Vision comes out. All the fucking times. Now you're going to send them home. Now you're going to threaten to suspend them without pay. And this is what I knew. This is what I knew. What I had called the minute the Vision came out. Because it's a heel Becky Lynch. It's a heel Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
It's, and I knew it, and I wanted to send you a message, and I'm just like,
you should have.
And I was annoyed, man.
It would have calmed me down, to be honest.
And I was annoyed because I'm just like, how's he gonna do it? How's he gonna do it? His wife's holding a championship in the locker room, guys. Like, come on.
Yeah.
This is not difficult. And as soon as whatever. But to go to your point, this is once again the annoyance factor where your rematch annoyance factor, the rematch clause. That like it's just come on. Like all the times it happens, like Pierce has finally lost it and is going to suspend these guys or threaten to, and then like we saw, we kind of saw it. We got. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just pay too much attention.
No. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's I get that was the first part of the night where I was like, okay, where does this story go now? Now that she's in the mix, okay, cool. So that was issue number one, right? And then you go into the next match, right? Because each match had its issues,
Oh yeah.
and so we go into the next match, which was the Profits versus the Wyatt Six,
Right.
right? Which is funny because you called it. There is going to be an impromptu match. This was it, and you the second group that came in were the winners. So Wyatt Six retained. Um, so here's the thing, and I'll jump into this one, and then you give me your thoughts. Um, I love the match. There was a mess up at one point
Mhm.
where Montez needed to stay down, and the Wyatt Six was supposed to do like a double team move. So then he was up, he turns around, realizes, oh, they're doing the move, so he drops back down, and we're just like, okay, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. But okay, cool,
Well, there was another one with Dawkins too.
right?
There was another slip up where like Dawkins, I think, was out of the ring too long, and
Hmm.
was supposed to be somewhere he wasn't, and like it was an awkward landing for somebody or something. And I was
Right,
like, ooh, too. And I mean, I get the Borderlands thing, but the whole new video package and song
right,
for the Prophets here, not a song, but like like, I was like, okay. Then they had the mask, and I'm like, what's happening right now?
right.
And
Too
then
much, too
Michael was
much
like.
sponsorship work
Michael's like
right there.
Borderlands, and I'm like,
That's what we do now.
Jesus. All right.
But here's my issue with this match. Right now, the Wyatt Six is supposed to be like this, mystical group, mystical creatures, kind of like an Undertaker, a Kane. They're supposed to
Mm.
be supernatural. They're supposed to be like, not from this world, right? If you go in with that idea, and I
I
think
think
we're
I think more so it's that they're just crazy,
okay.
and
They're crazy.
they have they're just giving into the craziness in their heads.
Okay,
Because the
sure.
Undertaker was technically the dead man. Kane was risen from hell.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers just nuts.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's
Dexter
not the Bible.
Dexter Loomis wasn't born from a hell. Dexter Loomis is crazy dude who wears an eagle face.
Yeah, like a buzzard. It's a
Yeah,
buzzard,
what is
right?
buzzard? Sorry, whatever.
So okay. But okay, that's the way I thought of them.
Okay, bye.
And then what really upset me about them was they needed to cheat to win. Like, come on, dude. Like, you guys are supposed to be this scary group,
Mm,
and for you, and then that goes back to SmackDown, right?
mm,
Because you had Uncle Howdy come out as Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas came out and was like, hey,
right.
you know, sowing the seeds of dissension between each group,
Yes, dissension in the ranks.
right? Given each group doubts and stuff like that with the
Right.
Miz and Carmelo, and then also with the Prophets, and then now they cheat to win. I'm just like, that doesn't make sense for the storyline for me. Like, in the
Okay.
sense of like, this group is supposed to be like this fearful, unstoppable, so they need to cheat to win. Okay,
Mm, mm,
well, I don't know. Again, that's one little like detail that I saw that I was like, and you lost me because
right.
that's not the way that this group was set up to be, at least in my head.
Right. Okay. All right. I see what you're saying.
Right.
So, other side of the
Yes.
coin.
Yeah.
Other side of it.
But your pick was right. We're
Well,
1-1.
well, I'm just saying, other side of the coin, just real quick. They the cheating to win aspect, I think, was more so just kind of like it guarantees them a dub. It shows how dangerous they are because there's so many of them. It's the numbers game.
Yeah.
So I think this plays into it because now, the profits can be extra heated about it. The White Sox are probably going to do this to somebody else next. And then it's going to kind of transform. This is, I think, kind of setting the foundation for the White Sox to have to do this, and then possibly finally bring in the sixth member.
Mm.
Maybe Alexa Bliss turns on Charlotte somewhere down the line,
Ah,
something like that.
yeah.
Who knows? But I think this is more of a setup to be like, yeah, they shouldn't have to cheat to win, but it also makes a case for the profits to keep them relevant and be like, no, we have a beef here. Like we can. So now you can start a program because the Wyatt Six have been champions, but I can't remember them really like having a long program. They fought 2 or 3 times, but it's been different teams and people have just won chances. Like now you might be able to get them in a feud. Now you have Bo Dallas who can come in and do the head games. So I think this was kind of the start. Opposite side of the coin to where you're saying like not sure where we're going. I think this is them trying to start something.
Okay. Fair enough. And I think going back to our like my original frustration about all this is just that it just seems that instead of enjoying a PLE and seeing a story end, I
Mhm,
feel like every PLE now it's like the start of something. It's like it never ends. And now, granted, it is a continuous program. It is a continuous show.
mhm,
They've been doing this for years. Cool,
mhm.
but I don't know. I just feel like to kind of your comment, some of the payoffs feel a little cheap. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And I think that's as a fan, as a lifelong fan, I just
yeah.
feel like you're just messing with our
It's not
intelligence to a
fun.
certain
It's
extent.
not
Yeah,
fun. Yeah, no,
right.
it's like you pay money to go to the events. You pay money to watch the events. You buy the merchandise. You know, it's like you to feel disrespected. No, 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 not at all. Like
Right.
and to feel like you're not getting the best of something like it's just I know I understand completely what you're saying. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. But then the next match we get Becky versus Nikki. Um and decent match. One little mess up from Nikki on the turnbuckle where she gets
Mm.
on to the second ropes and looks back to see if Becky's there and still goes for it, completely misses. And
Oh
then
wait, she's
Becky's like,
not there.
oh,
Ah!
you're right, right. Um, but exactly what we expected. I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense. To be honest with you, in hindsight, we said it would have been nice if there was a swerve and Nikki would have won it. But to be honest with you, the way that match went,
Yeah.
I'm glad Becky won. so
The
it
more
makes
the
sense.
more polished performer had the
Right,
like you said, it's she's still living in the 2000s, Nikki Bella. So
right, and that's how I
let let
felt when she
let,
came out.
let, let Becky Lynch take that dub and rock with it. Solid match. Move on. I thought it was good.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah, and then we both picked Becky for that one. So
All right. So we're tied 2-2.
see. Then we get Rusev versus Sheamus. Exactly what I expected. Just mayhem all over the ring. I
Crazy
love
shit.
the barrels.
Outside of the ring and shit. The new
Yeah,
Cracker Barrel logo, someone
yeah,
said. I
yeah,
saw that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I was dying. I was like, yes, that should be the new Cracker Barrel logo. Absolutely.
No, but very, very solid match. We both picked Rusev, right? Because it made logical sense here.
Mhm.
And there was moments where I thought it wasn't going to
I,
be Rusev.
dude, a couple times I was like, oh, I was like, okay, cool. And then Rusev kicked out. I was like, okay, all right. Still going to go the way I thought it would, but that was a
Yeah,
solid match. That was
it
a
was really
very,
good.
very good
Yes.
match. I'm glad because I know I made a comment that you kind of made a face last time about Sheamus's being able to last his matches, but I think Rusev is a great worker and he showed it because he
Yeah.
took Sheamus that long and bro, that was a
Yep.
hell of a match. They're both going to need a little time to rest their bodies. I don't know if we see them tonight on Raw as quickly in a match. They'll probably be in the background messing around or doing whatever. But
Yeah.
that was good.
No, it was really good. It was really good. So no complaints there. I think that was the only thing that was
I was about to
saving
say
it.
when at the beginning of the beginning when you were like I had a problem with every match. I was like in my mind I'm like Rusev Sheamus no.
No.
It's like no. That's because you know what that might be the end of a storyline.
Right. Exactly.
Rusev has now
They
done
felt like the
this.
end because
Okay,
how much more do you
He's
want?
beaten him 3 times in a row.
Exactly.
Or at least 2, maybe 3. Like,
Exactly. So exactly. Okay, good. And then we get John versus Logan Paul. And
go
for
ahead.
me,
Mhm.
I loved it. I loved every
I I thought this was I'm gonna actually give Logan Paul credit, and
yes,
I'm definitely gonna give credit to John Cena.
absolutely.
This was a very underratedly solid match. I think maybe I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm just a fan, but I thought this was a very solid match. I thought there was great storytelling, the moments, the pops, the comebacks. I thought everything worked. I was very probably the best match of the night.
Yes, yes, I agree. I agree 1,000%. And here's why. Right. First of all, the build up, the hype, John Cena calling him like you're a parasite, and the reason why people don't take you seriously is because you put your body on the line a full 23 matches. Like you better bring it when you go against me, and he did. And I think that solidified, even with the loss, solidified Logan Paul as a legitimate wrestler because they both went the distance. Because John was gassed at the end.
Oh
You
yeah.
could
Oh,
see
he's
by the
tired.
time he was
He's
up to
tired.
like the third FU, he was just like or attitude adjustment, he was like out of it, but
Yeah.
he finished strong.
He
Both of
was
these guys,
crazy.
kudos, 5-star match. Like for real. I loved it. It was great.
I mean, coming off of that promo that Cena gave him, where he was like, "You asked for this match, dickhead."
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, so you better come because I'm John fucking Cena.
Right.
Like, when I saw the clip where he actually called him dickhead, I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
man, yeah, that's right, yeah. And he, man, to my, because I'm not, once again, I'm not a Logan Paul guy, but it was solid, man. It was solid, and a notch on his belt moving forward that he was able to go in and do that with Cena, like you said, like to
Absolutely.
be able to sit there and say, on his farewell tour, I had a very good match with him. Like, so Cena's been having some good ones, man. I mean, they've been putting great opponents in front of him. The only one that still bothers me is the Orton one.
Yeah. Yeah. That was, yeah.
Other than that, these have been good.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, going back to Logan Paul real quick, and then we'll move on to the main event. Logan's doing something right when, again, I always like to use Laura as an example because she's a new fan, right? She's been watching. So for her to sit there and say, no, but he's good. He's good at being a heel. She was like, I can never see him be a good guy because he's just too good at being a heel. And he does incredible work in the ring. I don't know why you guys are so hard on him. And I'm just like, we're not. This did it. This did it for me. I was like, this guy belongs here.
He's athletic. He's got the stamina. Yeah, it's I just am not a fan of Logan Paul the person.
Right, yeah.
Because before he walked into here, he was Logan Paul the person.
Right.
He was the YouTube star, which is my hang up on this. It's because it's not like The Miz, where ever since The Miz was trying to get on Real World New York, The Return to New York. That's right, Real World. That's a show that a bunch of y'all don't even know. When he was there, he had The Miz already in his head. And then when he did the Real World Road Rules Challenge and all that stuff, Miz, like that was, so you knew he wanted to do this. And then when he won the money from the challenge, he went to wrestling school. He took acting classes to cut promos and stuff like that. So my thing with Logan Paul is I don't like Logan Paul the person, but as a performer, I'm gaining respect for him because that was a hell of a match.
Yeah, solid. Okay, and the 4-way dance, the turmoil match, the
fudgesicles, man. Webada Nation is what I refer to.
Yeah. And then for those that don't know Ecuadorian lingo, please explain what Webada Nation is, bro.
Man, it's just why? Just why? Why? Just why? So many of the things you could have done. So many things. Then give me this. This is what you give me?
Right.
Like, I get it. Because the whole thing is you got to see a big swerve coming. It's a PLE. So they're going to put a big swerve somewhere. Great. Was this really a swerve when Seth Rollins needed Becky Lynch to bail him out, knowing that Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker were gone, Heyman was gone? You didn't think this man was going to be in there alone, right? Or did we? I didn't. Like, and at the expense of two other superstars, because you could have did this on a one-on-one. You could have picked any one of these three superstars and did this in a one-on-one, and probably had it meant more. Because to know that person could have taken Seth Rollins to the limit to where he needed help from Becky Lynch. You wasted a spot on two of these right here. Like I said, the LA Knight Seth CM Punk thing has been happening for a while, so I think this might be where they branch. Because who did Rollins pin to? Because it wasn't Jay Punk that he pinned. It was Punk. It was Punk. All right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of the love letters to the Rollins family.
Yeah.
Getting tired. Now, to your point, the Shawn Michaels, the Bret Hart of our time here.
Not my point. It's the point.
Well, the point that you made. That you made. Well, you said you were believing it.
Yeah. I hate it now.
I told you the minute he won Money in the Bank, this was going to be annoying.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said the
Yeah.
minute I said this is I'm going to be so annoyed that I'm going to have to cover this fucking fool again for like because he doesn't need it. He doesn't need all this.
Yeah.
He doesn't, man. He can do it on his own. You could use these storylines of people who could use a little bit of a push, who could use something bigger. You use a good storyline like this on a Sami Zayn winning a championship or something like that, or I don't know, but it's just he doesn't need it. It's
Right.
unnecessary. Seth Rollins is too good. The reason it bothers me is because Seth Rollins is good, and I know how good he is. He's too good. It's
Yeah.
unnecessary, which is why it feels like a slap in the face because he doesn't need to do that. You guys don't need to do that. You could have made this him versus Jey Uso. They're toe to toe. They can barely move. Then she pops out, and now, bang, him and Jey Uso now have a huge feud. Whatever. You wasted Punk and Knight, or Punk and Uso, or Uso and Knight. However combination you want to say you want to use.
Right.
I think.
So
Sorry.
here's my thought process, right? Because you got to remember the IWC is always putting out ideas after something like this happens.
Mhm.
And once I kept seeing a repetitive post, I was like, if this really happens, then all TKO is doing, and this is, and I'm going to say TKO, I'm not going to say WWE because
Right.
they're at the mercy of TKO at this point, right?
Absolutely. And
I
this could be Rock flexing over Hunter.
Right. And in my mind, what this looks like to me is this wasn't like kind of to your Saturday night main event theory. This
Mm,
wasn't supposed to be the ending. This wasn't supposed to be the way it worked out.
mm.
But because of the ESPN deal, because of the new WrestlePalooza that's coming, now you had to pivot and do a new storyline where now all of a sudden, they're bringing out the big bucks. Because remember, that ESPN deal gave the company a little bit more money in their pocket.
A lot
So
more money in
now,
their pocket.
so now,
That's
now
that's
you could
Disney money,
entice.
bro. That's Disney.
Right.
That's money.
That's money, right? And now you could easily tell CM Punk, that's been in the company for a couple of years now, hey, tell you what's it going to take to bring your wife back in so we can make the Seth Rollins Becky versus you and your wife match.
Yeah.
And then and that's what I mean. It's like it's not blood money because that was like the Saudi deal, but it's like Disney money. You know what I mean? Like now you're letting
It's making a
Disney
deal with the devil.
control
It's making a deal
the
with the devil.
narrative.
You've always
And
been your own company, and that was the
right,
beauty of it. The beauty
that
of it
was
is
the
that,
beauty of it.
well, to a point, because Vince is not everything Vince did was good
Right,
or decent or anything. So, but it was always Vince's company, so Vince had ultimate control. When you start bringing in bigger corporations and things like this, it starts to lose kind of its luster for the people who want to see wrestling.
right.
So it's
And it's getting that same feeling that I don't know if you remember a few years back when Edge was still in the company and
mm,
there was a setup for him and Beth Phoenix to do like a mixed tag,
mm,
and it started to feel like that. And
mm,
I think that's what was so upsetting about the ending of Clash, because I sat there and I was like, wow, so we're just gonna throw storylines out the window. We're just gonna pivot because now money is talking. Now money's always talked, but
mhm,
to your point, it felt like Triple H was a lot more in charge a few months ago, maybe
mm,
leading up to WrestleMania. But then after everything after that, feels like someone else is in the room now saying, "I like it, but maybe this would draw more money if we did it this way," or maybe it could be Nick, right? It could be Nick Khan saying, "Hey." The people at Disney, the people at TKO, the people at Peacock are saying that we need to go this route to
right.
that'll bring more people in, and that's what they're listening to now. That's what it's feeling like.
I don't know, man. The whole thing it just leaves a bad taste.
Yeah,
It
agreed.
leaves a bad taste because we've been conditioned for so long to have better payout. I mean, not everything was a hit. Not everything was a hit. There are several misses. So, but I feel like, with the exception of Cody Rhodes and a couple other things, the payoffs haven't been nearly as big and as good. It's just there's a lot of wishy washy things, which is why I said before it's some cheap finishes where you're just like, eh. Okay, I mean the storyline was good, the build was great. This is my payoff. Like it's once again feels like we're being slapped in the face with this, and just as a sign of disrespect. And I don't know whether that's coming where it's coming from, but the fact that it's happening just sucks
Yeah.
because we can't hang that on anyone because everyone's got a boss.
Right.
Everyone's got a boss. So
Hmm.
I can't knock Hunter because ultimately Hunter's got to answer to somebody. Because the minute Hunter doesn't answer to that person, Hunter's out of a job.
Right.
So I can't knock Hunter to a certain, like I can to a certain point, but I don't know how much power he has in any room,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So everyone's got a boss. So I mean, this, and like you said, they made a deal with the devil because Disney, and I say that in the aspect of, I don't mean that they're the devil, that they're Satanists or that they're a cult or anything like what I mean is they're a huge monopoly corporation, not monopoly, they're a huge corporation with hands in everything.
Yeah.
So they answer to shareholders and people who have profit shares and the bottom line, and not us,
Mm-mm.
not the people who are watching the storyline unfold. Because once again, ultimately, this is a story. And the wrestlers that we have on will tell you the same thing. It's a story. They're out there telling you a story. So if it's not a good story, oh
Yeah.
God, why? Then why? Wait till you can do a good story. Come up with something better. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, my final thoughts on it, and then we could give a grade. I think I think what ultimately the pattern that I'm seeing or what I feel is happening is because we're rushing so much into every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, a PLE or some type of event, right? Because now it's bleeding into like, okay, if there's no WWE PLE, guess what? We're gonna have a AAA event,
Mm-hmm.
or we're gonna have this over here or that over here, or we're making up things on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to feel that the moment something like that starts coming up on the radar for 2 weeks, now these storylines feel rushed, where like you
Scramble.
said,
It's a mad scramble.
right, kind of to your point, yes, you're planting seeds and leaving openings everywhere, but now there's just too many openings.
Right.
So now, just imagine a piece of paper with a bunch of little holes in it. Like that, the reinforcement of that paper is eventually going to fall apart. And that's what it's feeling like
Mm-hmm.
based on all the creative decisions. Like you said, you went from giving the New Day, one of the greatest tag teams ever with their new gimmick, heel New Day, and what, 2 months with the belts, and now they're just 5-minute segments.
Mm-hmm.
Julia, who was somebody that was supposed to, knock it out of the park in the women's division, has an interpreter and has only had one match. You know what I mean? Zelina Vega,
Oh,
who dropped the ball for a hot second, you lost faith in her quickly. No rematch clause, no nothing.
nothing.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like the rules and the things that are happening here, it's not sitting well. It's not sitting right. And then this is where I'll give AEW props, right? AEW, I mean, if something's off, at least Tony Khan will come out in a press conference and say, hey, guess what? We realize that this is an issue. So going forward, the Casino Royale contract needs to be announced before cashing in. Like, because
Mm-hmm.
people are taking too many liberties, or storylines are falling apart, or things are
Mm-hmm.
happening where, if you need to make a fix, make a fix. And at least I could respect the way he did that. And he was like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the boss. I'm the face of this company for the most part. I need to fix this, and here's how I'm going to fix it.
Right.
WWE is starting to feel like, at first Triple H gave us that trust and like, hey, my bad, we're going to fix this and that. What do you think they don't do like post shows anymore? They do like the little after show like
Mm-hmm.
segments, but they don't do
They don't
like a
do
full
interviews anymore.
conference anymore.
Well, they didn't do conferences. They stopped the conference. The Brock Lesnar PLE,
Right.
his return, the Friday before that PLE, all of a sudden they announced they're not doing
Done.
backstage press conference at the end,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's weird. Why? And then when he came back, I'm like,
Mm,
everyone's trying to dodge that fucking bullet.
right. Exactly. But overall, wrestling wise, PLE wise, I give
Solid, man.
I give it an 8. It was good. Like
Solid.
matches, everybody minor hiccups, fantastic work. Good
Yeah.
job, everybody. Awesome crowd, Paris. You guys are awesome. Everything was cool
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, didn't like the finish on the end of there, but everything else made sense. Or I wasn't mad at.
Yeah.
It's like fine. But that and because I knew it was gonna happen, and it was like I felt like that, like I said, you didn't have to do that match to have that ending.
Right.
You could have built that elsewhere, and you could have definitely made it. Because if you did that, if you wanted to truly make it, let's say a CM Punk AJ Lee versus, the Rollinses, then you just have a one-on-one, and she helps him beat him one-on-one. You don't
Right.
have to have Uso and Knight there.
Right.
It's too much.
Because now where do we
Overkill.
go with them?
It's overkill. Exactly. So it's overkill. Like, so yeah. I agree with you. Wrestling wise, fantastic. I agree with you. 8 is right where I was going to put it. The Cena match, dope.
Yeah.
Seeing Montez Ford jump over the turnbuckle and flip into people is always a great
Always
time.
fantastic.
He's just amazing. Roman Reigns. So sorry to see you go, but break a leg, filming the movie. Hopefully it's good.
Akuma.
Hopefully it's better than the Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme. But yeah, no, it was overall. But yeah, the story, like I said, I agree with you. It was kind of annoying. I want to see. I'm looking for the palate cleanser tonight.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, okay, let's start some new stuff or something because I'm not
happy.
I got the ick.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Like, yeah. So.
Yeah, brother. Bueno, primo.
Yeah. So it's a shame we gotta end on seems like a bummer of a note there.
Right.
Like
Because that's how it felt. That's what the end of that BLE felt like. It was like I was excited. I was like, dude, it's 2:00 in the afternoon. We're gonna have the whole day after this and all this stuff. And I left feeling like, bro, what are we watching?
I want to go upstairs and go to bed now.
Yes.
You know what? I just want to go to sleep.
Exactly. Exactly, man. Pero, again, let's take this opportunity to go ahead and thank our listeners again.
Let's be on a positive note. Let's get a positive note going.
That's
all right? Let's do that.
That's right. To all our listeners, thank you again so much for not only listening, but liking, subscribing, and sharing. But most importantly, you guys are sharing. I'm seeing everything on the social medias and on our YouTube pages. People are commenting, people are sharing, and just keep spreading the word and just keep the flow going. We're excited to do this. We're always happy to connect and just do and like Ariel said, try to bring everybody as much content as we can. We're going to put this out. We got a couple of other interviews coming down the line. We wish we could reveal, but we want to make sure we lock them in before we actually present it. But we got more and more things coming. We're going to end the year strong and definitely hit 2026, hit the ground running. And we just, we greatly love and appreciate every single one of you. And we wouldn't be able to do this without you guys because this is what makes it fun for us. So
absolutely.
Familia Primos, thank you all for what you do and your contribution to this show because it all matters.
All of it does. All of it does. Thank you very much. Yes, Eddie's 1,000% correct, everybody. Thank you very much for the time, the listen, the likes, the shares, everything that you guys do to be able to give us just a little bit of support is just a lot more than you need to. So we want to take the time and truly give you a heartfelt thank you to everybody. So that being said, we hope everyone has a great night, and I'll give it to Eddie one more time.
Well, on that note, everybody, we will see you when we see you.
See you always, everybody. Have a good one. Good night.
Take care.